you want to listen to this. In this video, I'm going to tell you the factors that can affect your pricing. You know that according to the avoir rates, you should charge about 100 or 150K for radio ads. Baseline, you could go higher than that. But what factors actually can influence your charge? So there are a few things you need to consider when you are stating your price to a client. What is the client paying for? Let me break it down. The client is paying for one, your performance. Your performance captures just your expression to the mic vocally. So that's you speaking to the mic. So when you do that, the money the client pays is called the performance fee for that particular expression. But I'll shock you, your quote or your invoice should cover much more than that, because there are other things that the client is supposed to pay for. In some cases, you can add this particular fee I'm about to mention with your performance fee. Some other people like to split them. And what is this fee I'm talking about? The production fee. So let me break down the concept of production fee to you. My performance really is me speaking to the mic, but production is what goes on without the performance to the mic, which is the editing, the mixing, the mastering. These are services that should also be paid for, because literally there are clients that just need your voice and that's it. They don't need you to do any editing. As a matter of fact, not all voiceover artists are, trained audio producers or sound designers. So at best, your best performance or your best skill is expected to be voiceovers. So these clients or ad agencies, they already have trained audio engineers, sound designers, producers that is going to produce your voiceover. But for the ones that don't have those and want you to take on that responsibility, it is right for you to charge them for that service separately. And that's where we find the production fee. So if your performance fee, for instance, for a 1-minute commercial on radio for a regular brand is 100,000 naira, which exactly is what it is based on the avoir rate, the production fee will be something else. How do you determine your production fee? We think about these things. One is, how much does it cost to rent the studio space that you are using? You should know already as a voiceover artist that if you don't have your space, your home studio, you're going to pay per hour to use a commercial studio. So how much is a commercial studio going to charge you? Give or take, let's say 30 to 50,000 naira per hour. That is a part of your production fee. The mixing and mastering that the sound designer or sound engineer engages in, whatever costs the sound designer gives to you, that bill is added to your production fee. So depending on the situation, your production fee can range from as little as 30K to 70, 80, maybe 100,000 naira sometimes. You don't bear the brunt of that because it is away from your performance. So that is the second fee. First fee, performance fee. Second fee, production fee. And now let's talk about the third fee. It's all encapsulated in the licensing. You need to get familiar with this term, and we as an industry need to get familiar with this term because we don't talk about this often. 80% of the time, in fact, maybe 90% of the time, I don't see agencies or clients even talk about licensing. We need to bring that into our culture. So what is licensing? As simple as I can explain is that your voice is your intellectual property. That performance is yours. When a client pays you to perform, it is expected that the client pays you a fee to enable them use that voiceover for a defined period of time, meaning you license them or you grant them the permission to use that voiceover, which is your intellectual property, for a period of time, right? So if they use it for more than that time, you can call them back to say, you can't use this anymore. And that is a copyright issue right there. So in summary, in the world of licensing, clients pay you to get permission to use your voiceover for a certain duration. It could be for a year, it could be for 2 years, it could even be for 6 months, and it could be for eternity. Yes, eternity. We call that absolute buyout. You need to find out from the client what is the duration of the usage of that voiceover. Secondly, what is also the usage like in terms of the spread, the reach of the voiceover? Because voiceovers that will go for national use will cost a different amount from voiceovers that will go through international use or for international use. So the usage differs. Is what you charge for the usage for radio is different from what you charge for usage for TV. It's different from what you charge for usage on the internet. So these are the 3 factors that basically can affect how you charge. What does AVWA say about usage, by the way? According to AVWA, the performance fee that is being quoted in the AVWA rate card also covers the usage for 1 year. So the 1 year usage of that commercial has been paid for in the original 100,000 naira. But if the client wants to use that voiceover for the 2nd year, the client has to pay 50% of whatever the client paid in the 1st year based on your agreement and deal with that client. 50% of that has to be paid as usage fee for the 2nd year, and it continues for the 3rd, for the 4th, for the 5th, and how long you guys work together. So I hope you understand these 3 things: the performance fee, production fee, and usage fee, which I also called the licensing fee. And these are the things that can really determine and predict how much you charge, which can vary case by case. I hope you understood this one. It was a long one, but I hope you really did understand. And now on to the next.